What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So a recent report that came out from Sam Amick has been that Domantas Sabonis is expected to see clarity this offseason on the direction of the Sacramento Kings. And the last Sacramento Kings rebuild we did was clearly right after the trade deadline when they traded away De'Aaron Fox. A direct quote in that article was, "This could be headed towards disaster." I don't know if that came from Sabonis or just somebody saying that, but let's convince Sabonis that this is not headed towards disaster. Basically, the last time we did a Kings rebuild, we basically reset and did a rebuild right away. But this time, we're actually going to try to follow through with what the Kings are trying to do. We can't trade Sabonis, and we can't trade Lavine. Everyone else is fair game, but those two guys have to remain on the team throughout the video. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 57% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in that 57%, want to change that as we're on the road to 50,000 subs, that would be greatly appreciated. So let's take a look, of course, at the Kings roster. As we're all aware, they traded away De'Aaron Fox at the trade deadline. Unfortunately, Wemby got hurt, so the Spurs season is probably a lost cause at this point. But Demar Derozan, of course, is here still. Sabonis is the center who's making a ton of money on this roster. They brought in Jonas Valanciunas at the trade deadline, so Malik Monk. But more than likely, this team will not win a championship based off Lavine and Sabonis being the two, and Derozan being the best players on the team. Obviously, I think the ultimate thing is that this will be headed towards a rebuild eventually, which the Kings probably don't want to do because they've been rebuilding for a very long time. They finally tasted the playoffs a couple years ago, and they're not looking to go back after that. So that makes sense, and I totally understand. We're going to try to make sure that plan is executed to perfection. So let's simulate the rest of year one. Let's see if we hang on to our playoff spot, or play-in spot rather, and then we'll evaluate from there. But no matter what, as I said, we cannot trade Sabonis and we cannot trade Lavine. Those are the two guys we are building this team around, and we're going to hope those two can lead us to a championship. So at the end of year one, Shea wins MVP. Stephon Castle, Rookie of the Year. Scoot is your sixth man. Giannis, Defensive Player. Amon Thompson, Most Improved. And Trae Young is your Clutch Player. And Coach of the Year goes to Mark. And Brandon Harrison is your Executive. So All-NBA first team. We do get Domantas Sabonis making All-NBA second team, 18, 13, and 7. Here's your All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So we are a play-in team again. So we did hang on our playoff spot. Although we went 46 and 36, we actually fell to the 10th spot instead. So 24 points from Lavine, 22 from DeMar DeRozan, 19 from Sabonis, 18 from Malik Monk, 11.5 from Jonas Valanciunas with 8 rebounds, not bad, and then 6 points from Keegan Murray. So let's go ahead and simcast against the Memphis Grizzlies, and let's see if we can't get into the actual playoffs. That would be pretty cool if we were able to, but let's find out. So we will beat the Grizzlies. Yeah, so honestly, the Grizzlies getting eliminated would be pretty bizarre for them too. But now we get to play the Dallas Mavericks, who, of course, sometimes win a championship in year one, so I have a feeling this isn't going to go well. But it is only one game, so one game elimination. That's why March Madness exists, and we will beat the Mavericks. And we're going to the playoffs instead of the Mavericks. But we do draw this Oklahoma City Thunder round one, which obviously will not be easy. So let's go see. Were you running team rotation now? Nope, 9-man. So Malik Monk, Lavine, DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Sabonis. I mean, I find it hard to believe we would upset the Thunder, but I guess we'll find out. Somebody go around. And are we up 3-2, right? Okay. Dude, I don't know if the Thunder are just that disrespected in 2K now. I just don't get it. How the hell did we just do that? So we just beat... That's already a great step, honestly, for the theme of this video. That was already an awesome step. We just upset the first seeded Thunder, which I don't think would happen in a million years, obviously. But it happened, right? So now we have to play the Minnesota Timberwolves, who I have a hard time believing we'll beat them, but who knows? So we're up, we're down 1-0. We even it up. Okay. For some reason, this team is working. So, but this is where it comes to an end, isn't it? Yeah, so we lose in 5 in the second round. But the fact that we just knocked off the first seeded Thunder is pretty insane. But there's more moves to be made. I'm not going to settle on that. But okay, we can run this back because we won a series. No, we can't do that. I'm not going to stay complacent. If the Kings saw that in real life, I'm sure they would. But I'm not doing that. So Timberwolves beat the Celtics in 5. But that was definitely a weird way for this video to start. And that's cool. But I'm definitely not taking that into account of what I'm going to do this offseason. So Chicago is number 1. Hornets number 2. Jazz 3. Thunder get the 7th overall pick via Philadelphia. Rockets get the Phoenix pick. And then do we have an extra pick in this draft? So the Hawks have our pick from the Kevin Huerter trade. So that's already kind of a hit to our asset pool. But obviously we have a couple firsts from the trade Fox. So Doug Christie, I mean, we just want a playoff series with him, so I think he has earned his keep for another year. So let's go to draft night. I don't think we have a pick in this draft at all, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. So we have an early second and two early seconds. One for the Bulls, one for the Blazers. So that could be helpful. But I do think trading DeRozan while we can is probably in our best interest because we know DeRozan regresses like crazy in 2K. So that is my full expectation. Yes, we just made the playoffs and won a playoff series with DeRozan on the team, but I have to acknowledge that he's probably gonna regress. So we gotta be careful with what we do here. Keegan Murray is also in a ballpark where I think I usually keep him in Kings videos, but he might be traded because it just might be in our best interest to do so, depending on what is, what we get in return for DeMar DeRozan, of course. But let's go ahead and look around the trade market really quickly. I don't know if we'll find anything like right now, but I mean, who are two guys you can bring in, or I guess one guy in particular that we could bring in that would make sense next to Lavine and Sabonis going forward? That is what we have to figure out. So I already kind of have an interesting idea up my sleeve. I have no idea if this team would be interesting doing this in real life. More than likely not, obviously. But I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't make this trade happen. So I'm going to go talk to San Antonio again about a potential Keegan Murray for Jeremy Sohan swap. Only reason why I like the idea of this is because I believe Sohan develops better than Keegan Murray does in this game at this point. And I just like the idea of it. Obviously, the spacing may not make much of sense, but we know Sohan could bring some good things on defensive end. But I'm kind of hoping he'd be kind of like a great fit next to them long term. And Keegan Murray, like if this would have been the old Keegan Murray in 2K, no doubt I'd keep him. But he just isn't that good in 2K, I've noticed. He doesn't develop at all. And it's just really annoying. So I assume if we move Sohan to small forward, he'd go up probably to an 82, 81 right now. That's what I'm thinking. In real life, I don't think I'd do this, but this is 2K, so that's why I'm kind of thinking about this. So I'm going to see if we can't throw them 8 and 9. Let's say we just do 1 second. So Sohan for Murray swap. They don't agree to that. I'll throw you 9 as well. They still don't agree. Okay. What if I threw you... Do I have anybody... I'm not throwing Devin Carter in here. Valanciunas, no. So I'm just going to have to try to make it 2 seconds, maybe. Let's see. Or 3 seconds, rather. And they still don't agree. I can't get to 5. Okay, this is getting too crazy. Do we really do this? Maybe we have to wait later in the offseason for this to happen, but I'm already looking at this, basically, is what I'm going to try to tell you. I guarantee if we take a couple guys with 8, 9, it probably would go through. So let's just take Dink here, and then let's take whoever else. Or I guess we're picking back-to-back, rather. Sorry. And then that's why I was like, why can't we skip the next pick? Okay, so let's take, JT Toppin or something. So these two guys, let's try that trade again. Maybe salary doesn't match as well this time, but I have a weird feeling they would accept this now. So let's go see if that would be the case. So Keegan Murray for Jeremy Sohan with those two guys again, but this time obviously drafted. Let's see. Let's throw those two in here. So Dink and BT Toppin, and boom, just like that. That's a done deal. So 2 seconds and Keegan Murray again. In real life, I don't think I'd ever do that trade, but in 2K, let's see if my theory is correct. So already up to an 80 overall. So I don't know if really it did much, but hopefully I proved my point of player progression. If not, I'm an idiot, and feel free to cook me in the comment section. But that's just my hope. So Jake LaRavia and Keon Ellis are two guys I do want to bring back for sure as well. Qualifying offers, Isaac Jones is a free agent. Probably not too concerned about him. But for free agency, we have Monte Morris. Okay, so we have Markelle Fultz as a free agent. What else do we have? We have Jay Crowder. Okay, so nobody here that I really am looking to bring back. But DeMar DeRozan is still on my radar to be traded. But I already love the idea of course, bringing in bringing in Jeremy Sohan. He's going to start at the 3 for us next year. And then Sabonis Valanciunas is still a fine center rotation, but ideally, probably by the deadline, look for a more athletic center than Jonas Valanciunas behind Sabonis. Ideally, Jake LaRavia and Sohan is fine to me at the shooting guard spot. Keon Ellis, I really love him. And honestly, I wouldn't mind eventually moving. Well, we probably will play Lavine at the... We'll figure it out. But I wouldn't mind eventually maybe having Keon Ellis start too, if we can find a way to make that happen. But we'll see. But I do want to trade DeMar DeRozan, so that is what we're going to look at next. We'll go see what the trade finder is looking like for him. I actually like a couple of the trades in this trade finder, not going to lie to you. But I will tell you right now that today's video is not going to be the most realistic video in the world. You've already kind of seen that already with the Keegan for Jeremy Sohan swap. So we're just kind of a little bit of fun today. I'm not going crazy out of the realm of possibility, but it's not going to be the most realistic. I'll just tell you that. So we have Aaron Gordon, who I kind of like the idea of bringing in. Wouldn't be too bad. He shot 43% from 3 last year, so that could be nice. And a first round pick, so that could be very interesting if the Nuggets feel like they needed more scoring or something. Obviously, Zion is crazy, but I think that's a little too insane, and I don't even love that fit anyway. But McDaniels is kind of fun to think about too, and Dillingham. I mean, I don't think the Timberwolves would ever do that, but I do think I'm going to do this trade with the Nuggets. I don't get Aaron Gordon like ever. They make similar money, and we get a first-round pick out of it too. Yeah, sign me up. Derozan for Aaron Gordon, the first-round picks. We found our new starting power forward. So Aaron Gordon and Jeremy Sohan are the 2 new additions thus far. It's interesting. We'll see if it works out, but that is what we've done up to this point. Malik Monk would be the next guy I would look to trade away. I just don't know. I mean, I don't mind leaving him at point guard if we have to, but I mean, we'll see. I don't think I'm in a rush to get rid of him, but we'll look into it maybe by the deadline if we like anything. So I think I'll bring back Trey Lyles on a 1-year deal. Other than that, I think our 2 new additions are going to kind of speak for themselves. So we bring in Aaron Gordon and Jeremy Sohan. So let's see what player progression looks like with those 2. So that would obviously determine a lot for us, but hopefully Sohan goes up like I think he is going to. Fingers crossed that theory was correct. If it's not, I feel so dumb. But he went up to an 81, so didn't go up that much. Lavine down to an 87. Malik Monk is down. Okay, so Sohan's an 81. Let's go see what Keegan Murray is now. Keegan Murray is an 80. He didn't develop at all, so partly true. Not much of a difference, but yeah. Again, it might have been kind of dumb, but whatever. Maybe in the long run, it'll still pay off. 81 overall, 3-point shot improved, so that's good. Hopefully, he can continue to build on that. There's definitely more moves to be made, but that's the start. So Aaron Gordon and Jeremy Sohan, next Lavine, Sabonis, and Malik Monk, and the deadline is going to have some action too. Hopefully, we can make the playoffs at least, because if we're trying to, build with Sabonis and Lavine, making the playoffs is going to be important. To try to make this a championship contender. But deadline will spur actions as I have a few more tricks up my sleeve. Power ranking lands is 22nd overall. So I like the starting 5. I think it's nice and balanced. So Malik Monk, Lavine, Sohan, Gordon, Sabonis. And then Keon Ellis, Jones, Valanciunas, LaRavia, Devin Carter is rotation. So that leaves Lyles out, which is fine with me. And then what are the shot tendencies looking like? So obviously Sabonis won't score as much. But Lavine, we can push up to like an 80. And Malik Monk will score obviously quite a bit too. And we can leave the rest kind of the way it is. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it pays off and we're a good playoff team still. But we'll see, man. So far we're 500. So I'll see at the deadline because there is some things I want to do at the deadline too. But hey, man, the team looks good right now. So hopefully it stays that way. Jokic is your MVP. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. Isaiah Hartenstein, 6th man. And I told you guys that we were going to stop at the deadline, but I couldn't, man. And I'll tell you why in just a second. But there was no way. There was no justification for shaking up this team. I had to let it ride out and see what this team does because it was pretty good. That's all I'm going to say. So I'll show you what it's looking like. So we were the 2nd seed in the West, but at the deadline, we were the 1st seed. So I was like, how on earth can I sit here and shake up this team when this team is doing that good right now? So yeah, we didn't. So we averaged 22 from Zach Lavine, 19 from Malik Monk, 17, 10, and 6 from Sabonis, 13 from Aaron Gordon, 11 from Sohan, and 10.5 from Jake LaRavia. So Sohan averaged 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, 47% from the field, and he shot 32% from 3. Now, let's go check on Keegan Murray, because this will be something I'm thinking about throughout the rest of the video. He's an 81, 13 points per game, obviously shot much better from 3, 38%, so maybe I should have held that into account. I still feel dumb for making that trade. But hey, you know what? We made the playoffs, and if Sohan gets better, that's what matters. So player stats, 22, 19, 17, and 13 from Aaron Gordon. And now we get to play the Memphis Grizzlies, who have John Morant, Bane, Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson, and Zach Edey. So let's see if we can't win a playoff game or playoff series again. We beat the Grizzlies in the play-in last year. So hopefully we could beat them in the playoffs this year. And it's an even series so far. Let's go Simcast Game 5, and let's see if we can't win at home. Because obviously losing round 1 would really suck based off what we did. Well, we didn't do anything like crazy in the offseason, but we will win Game 5, so that's great. 49 from Malik Monk. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep Malik Monk throughout the video, but he's been good. So as a third option, although he's our second option technically with Sabonis, I guess, kind of like, while Sabonis is a scorer, he's also a all-around player as well. Obviously, offensively, rebounds, assists, and all that. So, hopefully we beat the Grizzlies in game 6. We get to the finals, and that would be awesome. And we will to the finals, to the second round. I'm trying to speak the finals into existence. I'm cooked in the head right now. San Antonio lost. So who really won the Keegan Murray trade, by the way? But now we get to play the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves if we beat. Wow, Minnesota added Jalen Williams, which is wow. So that makes them even more terrifying. And we get to play Denver, who we made the swap with. They obviously added DeMar DeRozan, who went down to 83 overall. Came down to 13 points per game, or 14 points per game. He's shooting 71% from 3 in the playoffs, which is actually absurd. How many threes he's attempted, though? 7. Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, let's see. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3, they even it up potentially here. They do. So they went 2 straight. Now we are back in a same situation as the last round. But if we can win game 5, obviously that's an advantage for us. And it looks like we will. We'll win game 5. So 87-121, 25 from Lavine. Aaron Gordon had a nice game as well against his former team, who disrespected him and traded him away for DeMar DeRozan, right? So can we win game 6 and avoid a game 7? Yes, we can. We're on to the conference finals, and now we get to play Minnesota, who added J-Dub with Anthony Edwards. So that's very terrifying. He's averaging 24 in the playoffs, at least. Yeah, in the playoffs right now, 19 in the regular season. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. Game 1 goes to Minnesota. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. We're in the same spot as each series so far we've had. Does it end the same way it has the last 2 times as well? We got to win game 5 would be the first step, and we will. 112-87. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have literally zero clue on why this Kings team is so successful right now, but I won't even question it because we might be going to the finals. I spoke into existence. Or wait a minute. We did hang on. I thought we were at the blow the lead. But 32 from Zach Lavine, 39% from 3. This is insane. I honestly did not have this on my bingo card, but it's working out so far. So now we get to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have Evan Mobley as their finals MVP. So Cleveland, of course, is a damn good team. Did we get this far to lose? Let's see. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2, even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4, game 5, and game 6. Yeah, oh my goodness. We won every single series in 6 games. We bring a championship this early in the freaking video. Did I expect that? Absolutely not. But I will take it. I have no idea why this team is doing so good in the simulation. I thought we had more moves to be made. But second championship, or second season, we win a damn championship. That's actually absurd. I know Sabonis is a good simulation player because of the stats he puts up. But I did not have this on my bingo card. But we got to go for back-to-back, right? I mean, no matter what, you can't say nothing to me. We won a championship in this video in the second season, which is bizarre. But I'm very happy about it. LeBron James retires, so we walk away as champions, and now it's time to defend our championship. Now, I will tell you, I'm not going to stick around and say we're doing nothing. The Thunder has Miami's pick, and they also have Utah's pick. And then they have the Clippers. They literally own half the draft lottery right now. Now, they don't actually get the Utah pick. I know that for a fact, but I believe they actually have the Clippers and the Houston pick. Could be wrong on the Houston one. The Knicks, obviously, aren't supposed to have Washington's pick. And then the Miami one, I'm not 100% sure on. I'm pretty sure if Miami makes the playoffs this year, then the Thunder get their pick in 2026, but I could be wrong. But I think we got to keep our boy, our head coach. So let's go bring him back if he's still available. He didn't retire on a championship. He said, hey, I won a championship. I'm gone now. And I don't see his name so far, so that's not a good sign. And for some reason, his name is escaping me. So is he out here? Did I pass him already? Let's see. Did he retire? Let's see. He did. Wow, he did retire. I was like, yeah, maybe he retired on a championship, and he did. 10 years in the league, he said, screw this, I won a championship, I'm gone. Okay, I respect it. So we got to hire somebody else now. So Joe Mazzulla's here, so we'll offer him a contract, I guess. We'll offer Taylor Jenkins a contract, and then we'll offer, this video has been hilarious so far, I'm not even going to lie. We'll offer Will Hardy too. So we get Joe Mazzulla to sign, so I'll just rock with Joe Mazzulla. But let's head to draft night. I don't even know if we have a draft pick. So let's see if we do. So on draft night, we have the 28th and the 30th pick. One from Denver, one from us. All right. So let's see what we can get at 28 and 30. So at pick 28, we will grab. We have Reed, Connie Rooks, or Samuel Jackson. Let's take him at 28. And now let's go to pick number 30. I'm going to take Harrington here because I know his trade value can be good sometimes. I'll let my assistant GM take care of the rest. I forgot to freaking fix the draft picks, which I usually do. So I got to fix AJ, got to send him to the Jazz, and then I got to fix, I think the Thunder had, sorry, this goes to the Wizards. And I believe the Thunder, it was the 5th pick that the Thunder had that they weren't supposed to have for Caleb Wilson, send him to the Jazz. So I'll fix that really quickly, and I'll tell you what's next for us this offseason. So Zach Lavine declines this player option and is looking for a new payday, which I don't necessarily blame him. We just won a championship, and he was a big part of the reason why we won. So some money will be spent from us this offseason. So let's start with Lavine's contract. We'll sign... actually, this is a lot of money about to be spent. So, and then Sohan's restricted, so we can wait on that for a second. So we'll get these 3 back on some big contracts, but we won a championship, so this is what you do, right? You pay everybody that was a part of it. So we should well be over the second apron now, so we do have to keep that in mind. We have a little bit of money to spend, though, which is good. So we like that. Although, like I said, I think if you're over the second apron, you don't even have this much money to spend. But if my guess is that we are well over it. So let's see. We obviously have to kind of think about how it would go up. Okay, actually, we might not be over it because the cap is going to keep going up. I don't know exactly what it would be at this point, but we actually might still have the ability to be under the second apron at this point. So, the only thing I think, I mean, this team was good. So what do we want to do? Carter's going to develop. The one position that I know for a fact we need to upgrade is our backup front court, obviously. So whether it's a backup center or a backup power forward, we really need to find some, you know, something there. So I think that's what we'll look for. We'll go see if there is a power forward or a center we can bring in that would help support Sabonis from or behind Sabonis. The Nets would give us Nicholas Claxton at this point to be our backup center next year. So I'm going to start with Jonas Valanciunas' salary in here to, you know, obviously match, and then we can throw like a couple of young rooks we just drafted. And let's say we give them this future Spurs pick for Claxton. This should go through because Claxton's not hard to get. But I think he'd be a good backup center for Sabonis. He'd actually make a ton of sense, give us some energy off the bench, be, you know, good defensively, rim protector. That should go through, and it does. So we're just trying to win a second championship in a row. We just need a new power forward as well in this building. So we have Mogbo, which I actually like the idea of. So I'm going to go with Jonathan Mogbo to be the backup power forward next year. So that will be our offseason. So we're just going to hope and pray that development will hit with, like, you know, Sohan again, and then Devin Carter. We have Lavine down to an 86. Carter's up to an 80. Sohan's now up to an 83. LaRavia, and then Mogbo 79. So that's great. Now I'm gonna once again go look at Keegan Murray on the Spurs if he stayed. And no, they signed Luka Doncic. So now they have Wembanyama. Wait, where's Wembanyama? Hold the phone. Why is he just not showing up because he's hurt? I'm so confused right now. Maybe that's why. It has to be. Scoot went to the Jazz. Wemby didn't just leave, right? Like, he didn't just go sign somewhere else. Or did he? I don't know. But where's Keegan Murray? That's what I want to find out right now because I want to see what his overall is. I'm going to keep tabs on this trade I made, see if I ended up with the ultimate L. So yeah, he's still an 81 overall. I just don't understand, man. Like I said, he used to be really good in 2K, and now he just sucks. He just sucks, and it is what it is. So let's go take a look at the lineup for year 3, where we'll be looking to hopefully go back-to-back. But I cannot believe we won a championship in year 2. That was not in my bingo card at all. All right, so lineup's going to look relatively the same as last year, other than Jonas Valanciunas is gone and it's Claxton instead. So in theory, that should make us better. Now, I will say we don't have Doug Christie anymore, so we'll see what that does. But that's going to kick Mogbo out of the rotation. He'll just play situationally if someone fouls out. So do we go... Are we good again? That is what's going to be interesting to watch. It would not surprise me if this team just sucked all of a sudden, because that's just, you know, 2K simulation can be weird. And so far, it's an interesting start to say the least. But hopefully, things turn around and we're looking to hopefully win back-to-back championships. But we shall see how it goes. So Wembanyama did, in fact, leave, which is so weird. I don't know why he left the Spurs, unless if they, like, just didn't want to... I guess he was an unrestricted free agent, wasn't he? Because... No, he left last year? What the hell? I have no idea what happened with that situation. That is so weird, but okay, sure, I guess. Harden is 6-man, and then Vječko most improved, and then Luka wins clutch play on the Spurs, which is, yeah, very weird. I don't know why that happened the way it did, but I guess it did. Does Sabonis get back on the All-NBA teams? No, he does not, so nope. But we were a playoff team again, this time only the 4th seed in the West, but it's still a playoff team. we had 24 from Lavine, 17 from Malik Monk, 17 from Sabonis, 13 from Sohan, 13 from Eric Gordon, 12 from Moravia, 9 from Devin Carter, 8 from Claxton, and 5 from Keon Ellis. So get to play Houston in round 1. So Devin Carter is going to get the start. Malik Monk is going to hit the bench, which not sure I agree with that because Malik Monk is obviously one of our good scorers, but I guess if they think that's necessary, I guess we'll see how it goes. Game 1, 1-0 start. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, okay, so far it's working well. And we sweep the Rockets. So that's a good team in H-Town too, usually. So we beat them. Malik Monk will come back in. And now we get to play Minnesota, who still has J-Dub, so they kept him. They have DiVincenzo starting point guard now, and Colin Sexton. Is Dillingham gone too? They didn't... Wait. I don't know. Maybe the options glitched or something. Maybe when I, like, made Keegan Murray. I don't know what happened, but whatever. I'm not even going to question it. It's already too late in the video for me to do anything about it now. So game 1... goes to Minnesota. Game 2, they're up 2-0. And this time they're going to get sweet revenge against us. So they sweep us. Damn. So San Antonio, even with Wemby leaving, they got done. Yeah, I must have glitched something. I don't know. Because every rookie or everybody that was on a rookie contract is no longer on their respective team, it looks like. So we got Indiana and Cleveland and then Timberwolves, Cavs. So the Timberwolves go on and win it all. So we don't get a championship this year. We already won last year. So I'm going to make one final move, probably to try to get another ring here to try to win 2 in this video if possible. But you know, there's nothing wrong. We already won, so I'm not even mad about losing. We just try to make another move to potentially... So Malik Monk declines the player option, and then Devin Carter will be accepted. So Devin Carter could step into the starting point guard role technically, and then we can like maybe do a sign and trade with Malik Monk and try to get somebody different, which I don't hate the idea of. So like Devin Carter could be the new backup or to the new starting point guard, and then I mean, I don't know what we'd bring in. Maybe we bring in a different point guard other than Malik Monk. We'll see. So maybe that's what we do. So yeah, we're going to sign Malik Monk regardless. We could keep him, but I think I'm going to try to sign and trade him for maybe a different situation just to see if that would do anything for us come year 4. So I guess we're not going to be bringing in a point guard that's going to start. Instead, we're going to just be making another trade with Denver where we're going to get Marcus Sasser. So we're replacing Malik Monk with Marcus Sasser and giving Devin Carter the keys. I'm just making a shakeup to see if that would change anything at all, just based off the loss last year. I know Sasser can develop really nicely too sometimes. That's kind of my hope, is that he'll jump up to maybe like an 81, 82 to be close to what Malik Monk was for us, and Malik Monk might regress. So that bet was wrong, but I have seen the past where Sasser has gone up to that point, just not in this video. Sohan's up to an 85. So he's developed nicely for us, which is what my hope was. And then what did Malik Monk do? So Malik Monk, wow, they have 4 players under contract entirely. What the hell are they going to do with the rest of the roster? I definitely screwed this file up. There's no way. Maybe that's why we won a championship. I have no idea. But you know what? Regardless, that was our shakeup. Devin Carter gets the keys. So Lavine and Sabonis should get the opportunity to score even more now. So let's see with Malik Monk gone if that makes us better by, I guess, addition by subtraction, if that makes sense. But we're going to win a championship this video regardless, so I truly don't care how this last season goes because you can't tell me nothing. Jokic is your MVP for the Warriors. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Branham, 6-man in Portland. Victor Wembanyama is on the Pistons. Darius is your most improved and trade clutch player. Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year, and Alexander Panel is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So unfortunately, Sabonis has not been able to make it since the first season, but we are a play-in team again, so we get to play the Utah Jazz in round 1. So we're a play-in team from, of course, a few years ago. So we lost Malik Monk for Sasser, and Sasser averaged... Where is Marcus? Did he not play for us? Oh, he didn't even get minutes. Wow, that's awkward. So, you know what? Honestly, I just made some very bizarre trades in this video, and I won't even lie to you. But you know what? We won a championship, and that's all that matters. So, we lose to the Jazz. I would actually prefer not to end this video off with just not making the playoffs at all. We get to play Dallas in round 1 or round 2 of the play-in, and this is not looking good. Okay, so we're gonna get blown out very badly in this one. Oh, wait a minute. Did we come? We almost came back, but 20 from Devin Carter, 20 from Lavine, and 20 from Sohan. But at the end of the day, I already accomplished what I set out to accomplish. Did I expect it to happen in year 2? Not really. So Warriors and Pacers, and the Warriors went on to win it all. So Jokic is your Finals MVP. But once we didn't go back-to-back, kind of figured the writing was on the wall and it wasn't going to work again. I think we just struck lightning in a bottle when we won that second season, but it ended off very well for us. Or that season did. Obviously, this one not so much. But don't think we would have won another one in this video with Sabonis and Lavine leading the way much further anyway. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, though. It was a fun little video. Obviously not the most realistic and made some dumb decisions, but whatever. Thank y'all for watching. See you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.